Clear skies, adventurers! In this video, we're going to take a look at a Timekeeper Warlock build for the game Solasta Crown of the Magister. If at any point you enjoyed this video, please leave a like and consider subscribing for more content like this. It really helps out the channel. With that out of the way, let's get right into it. For our ancestry, we are going to take half-elf because they get +2 to charisma and +1 to 2 other ability scores of our choice. They also get to choose 2 more skills and they get dark vision and fey ancestry. For our otherworldly patron, we are going to select the Timekeeper. This subclass will give us access to a couple of very useful spells, namely Magic Missile, Haste, and Greater Invisibility. It will also give us the feature Curse of Time. With this feature, whenever you damage an opponent with a spell, they become afflicted with the Curse of Time. Enemies under the Curse of Time take half your proficiency bonus force damage at the start of their next turn for the next minute. For the background, we are going to pick Sellsword to be able to wear medium armor. It will also give us proficiency in the skills Athletics and Intimidation. For the ability scores, we are going to use the point buy system. First, because we picked half-elf, we get to increase 2 ability scores by 1 point. We are going to choose Dexterity and Constitution. Now let's raise our Dexterity to 14, our Constitution to 16, our Intelligence to 10, our Wisdom to 12, and our Charisma to 16. If you are doing a campaign where you won't have an easy access to a strength item, I suggest you lower your Intelligence and your Wisdom to raise your Dexterity to 16 since you will be using a finesse weapon until you find one. For this video, let's assume that you will have an easy access to a strength item and let's keep our Dexterity at 14. You can get a belt of giant strength pretty early on in the Crown of the Magister main campaign from Halman's Summer once you have enough reputation with the Antiquarians. You can also get the Gauntlets of Ogre Power from the quest Ankby's Bones. For the Ancestry skills, I recommend you take Stealth and Persuasion. For the class skills, I suggest you pick Arcana and Deception. For the cantrips, we are going to take Chill Touch and Eldritch Blast. And for the level 1 spells, I recommend you take Magic Missile and Malediction. At level 2, we get to choose our first 2 Eldritch invocations. We are going to pick Agonizing Blast and Repelling Blast. With Agonizing Blast, when you cast Eldritch Blast, you add your Charisma modifier to the damage it deals. With Repelling Blast, when you hit a creature with Eldritch Blast, you can push the creature up to 2 cells away from you in a straight line. For the spell, I recommend you take Hellish Rebuke. For the level 3, we can choose our Pact Boon, and we are going to take Pact of the Blade. It will allow us to use martial weapons like the sword Warden Blade that gives +1 to our armor class. This sword is present in the Crown of the Magister main campaign and you can sometimes find it in some custom campaigns. Pact of the Blade also gives us access to some melee-oriented invocations, and it will make the weapons we wield count as magical for the purpose of overcoming resistance and immunity. At this level, we also gain access to level 2 spells. I suggest you unlearn Hellish Rebuke to learn Blur and Misty Step. At level 4, we are going to increase our Charisma by 2 points. We also get to choose another cantrip and I suggest picking Shadow Dagger. For the spell, I recommend you take Hold Person. At level 5, we gain access to level 3 spells and we can choose 1 additional Eldritch invocation. For the invocation, we are going to pick Eldritch Spear, which will allow Eldritch Blast to ignore cover. For the spells, I suggest you unlearn Hold Person to learn Haste and Hypnotic Pattern. For the level 6, we unlock Time Shift. With this feature, when you are about to take damage, you can use your reaction to negate any damage and effects you would suffer. You are considered banished until the start of your next turn, and after you use this feature, you can't use it again until you complete a long rest. For the spell, I recommend you take Slow. At level 7, we gain access to level 4 spells and we can pick an additional Eldritch Invocation. For the invocation, we are going to pick Thirsting Blade, which will allow us to make 2 attacks per turn. For the spells, I recommend you unlearn Blur to learn Dreadful Omen and Greater Invisibility. For the level 8, if you are doing the Crown of the Magister main campaign, I suggest you take the bonus feat Raise Shield to be able to use Cog of Co, a shield that gives +2 to Charisma. If you are not doing the main campaign, then raise your Charisma by 2 points instead. For the spell, I suggest you learn Counter Spell. At level 9, we get access to level 5 spells and we can pick an additional Eldritch Invocation. For the invocation, I suggest you pick Fiendish Vigor. However, since temporary hit points don't stack, if you get them from another character in your party, you will most likely want to take another invocation instead. For the spell, I suggest you take Mind Twist. For the level 10, we can select one more cantrip and we get the feature Accelerate. With this feature, you can use a bonus action to briefly accelerate an ally within 6 cells. They gain the effect of haste until the start of your next turn, however, they do not suffer from lethargy when Accelerate ends. You can use this feature a number of times equal to your proficiency bonus per long rest. For the cantrip, I suggest you pick Sparkle. At level 11, we unlock the feature Mystic Arcanum, allowing us to learn a level 6 spell. You can cast this spell only once per long rest, however, it won't consume a spell slot. I recommend you pick Eyebite. For the other spell, I suggest you take Banishment. For the level 12, we are going to pick a bonus feat and we can also learn an additional Eldritch Invocation. For the bonus feat, if at level 8 you picked Raise Shield and are using Cog of Co, then take Armor Master. If instead, at level 8 you increased your Charisma by 2 points, then we will take Raise Shield at this level. For the invocation, we are going to pick Life Drinker. With this invocation, when you hit a creature with a weapon attack, the creature takes extra necrotic damage equal to your Charisma modifier. That's it for this video. Please leave a like and subscribe for more content like this. I'll see you guys in the next one. Stay in the light, friends.